Hello and welcome, everybody. My name is Tommy Gilmore with Noisy Bird Digital Marketing, and you're watching another episode of Spotlight Southern Utah. If this is your first week here, every week I talk to a different business owner, and today I'm really excited. We are here at the Hub Pizza in Cedar City, and I'm talking to Skot, the owner. So Skot, thanks for letting me come by.
Hello. Yeah, welcome. Welcome to the Hub.
And it's great. You guys can probably hear some background noise. We're here during kind of the tail end of the lunch rush here,
Yeah.
but
we missed our high school wave, so we should be okay right now.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too loud.
Okay.
But I'm excited because you guys will kind of get a feel for the restaurant and things like that. And then obviously we've got these cool boxes that you have as well.
These just dropped today, so this is our first time doing some custom pizza boxes, so it's kind of exciting. We're gonna get our logo out there more, get our brand, our name, and show that what we do.
That's awesome. I mean, you guys are growing, you got some big stuff, but we'll talk about that in a second. I'm excited first to hear about how you guys got started. It says 2013, so tell people about how you got started with pizza, why you started a restaurant, all that good stuff, Skot.
Yeah, of course. So this is definitely a family-run restaurant all the way from the beginning. So like you said, back in 2013, it was myself and two other cousins. I got a call from my cousin that said a pizzeria is just closing down in Enoch and there's an opportunity, they're selling it. So that's not something I ever thought of. I actually worked in Little Caesars was my first job back when I was 16. I actually delivered for Pizza Hut through college as well. So I guess pizza's just been around, and it wasn't really on my radar to go and open my own business. But the opportunity presented itself, and I was kind of in marketing, finance and things like that through college and stuff. So it kind of was a good fit. So I was kind of the background guy for a while. My cousins were more like the kitchen, the recipes and things like that. And over the years, it's passed hands through, my aunt, Joy Gibson, that one Enoch. I'm sure a lot of people know her, and she's been really influential in creating the Hub what it is today. And that she was able to retire with her husband, and so now it's grown to what it is. And it is the Hub Pizza. We just really wanted to create, just like the name implies, a hub gathering spot for people to come and bring their families, just enjoy really good food and good quality food, have good conversations over a table. And that's one thing that I love about pizza, is that it really is a sharing food. You don't often just show up by yourself, but you bring a friend. If you can see our restaurant right now, people are chatting and enjoying food. And so that was our dream. So.
Yeah, that's great. I haven't really thought of that aspect of it, but like you said, it is like a experience, because I mean, when I was in high school, I could definitely sit down and eat a whole pizza by myself, but I don't think I could do that anymore. Even
that's
if
one
I
of my favorite
to.
lines is any pizza can be a personal pizza if you're hungry enough. So.
Yeah, that's very true. That's great. And I know that's part of the reason why you guys are expanding back out to Enoch, is because, this is a good space, but it's a little bit smaller as far as like the seating area. So tell people about what you guys are doing in Enoch and the expansion there. Yeah,
because we started in Enoch, we actually expanded into Cedar City in 2019. So we did have two locations for a little while, and COVID hit us. And so we were spread pretty thin, trying to operate two restaurants during all that. And so we made the hard choice. We really did want to stay in Enoch, because I was born and raised in Enoch. A lot of our family are still there in Enoch, and so it always had a place in our heart. But it wasn't really built out to be a restaurant for growth. Our power kept going off all the time, because we were to the max. If we tried to add a toaster, we would be to max. So we merged here, and then now we're making the plans to go back again. So the building's up right now. We're still working out the details of our design and all the fun stuff behind that. But we're hoping early next spring, around February, March, to open back up again in Enoch.
That's super exciting. What part of Enoch?
It's right at the roundabout, so new roundabout. Everybody knows the roundabout in Enoch, so right there in the corner across from Family Dollar. So.
That's awesome. Good location then, kind of
great.
Easy to get to, and I'm excited to see the final result once you have it up. That's awesome.
And I'm from a small town, so it's kind of like a bittersweet thing, seeing like all the big growth and everything, but we understand that, but we're excited at the same time. Lynn's is coming in, and it's going to be a hopping spot right there at the roundabout. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, so you've been in business now for 12 years. You talked about COVID. You talked about some of these different challenges that have popped up. What's a challenge specifically that you guys have kind of faced and had to overcome in the last 12 years?
Let's see. One of them is just being a smaller business, and we don't really have the name recognition as your big box stores or top of the mind pizzerias. So we really had to put ourselves out there to say that we're here. We're making a really good product. One of our favorite things every year, we go down to Las Vegas. They have a pizza expo, which is pretty cool, right?
Cool. Yeah.
And people come from all around the world, and they have seminars and just things that just kind of hone the craft down. And so we've taken back what we've learned from there and just try to bring them into our small pizzeria here and just do the best we can with our product and hire the best people we can find. And that's probably another complication as well, is getting top-notch people that stick around. People always leave us, and which is great. Move on to bigger, better things. But so it's kind of an ongoing thing of getting the right talent and the right people behind the counter that stick around.
In the restaurant game, there's only so much you can do to stop that churn, but also find the right people. And it is expensive as a business owner to train a new person, right? So, what have you guys tried to do to kind of help your employees or help figure that part of it out?
We really just try to make it a strong atmosphere, a strong family. It started out with a family and lots of cousins, and people really feel that. We've had people leave again after getting degrees in a certain field and end up coming back to work for us, even though they took a pay cut even to come back again. But they just love that feel of just being appreciated for what they do, and so we really try to focus on that. And then also just really hone our systems down where we can have our training down really strong, so people know what they're there to do, know their purpose of being the Hub family, and especially as we're going into a second location, that's really what we tried to model. Expanding that to be like a cookie print where we can have consistency between the two locations and things like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm sure that'll be a challenge as you guys do expand, is how do we keep a consistent experience between Cedar City and Enoch, and you as the owner, you're going to be splitting time and things like that, so it'll be a
don't remind me
fun challenge for you.
No, it'll be an exciting challenge as well.
Definitely, yeah. So, something that's cool that you were talking to me about before we got on camera is you guys make all of your ingredients in-house.
We do, yeah. So as much as we can. We don't do our own ranch, I'll throw that out there.
Okay.
So, it's Utah, so we go through a lot of ranch. We found a really good product there. But we make our own dough every day. We try to let it slow raise in our walk-in fridge for at least 24 hours before we use it.
Okay.
So it's got that nice crisp on the outside, a good chewy crust. But our marinara sauce we make in-house. We do our own buffalo hot sauce, and a lot of we have a lot of prep crew that come every single day cutting up vegetables, and so we do as much as we can in-house as we can.
That's awesome. So that's one thing that you can always taste the difference between fresh and frozen ingredients.
Yeah.
And so that's something that when we have come here, for my family or whatever, I love. You can definitely taste. Oh, this is good quality food.
Yeah. That's actually when we opened in Enoch. That was the first thing we purchased, was a dough mixer, because at the time they weren't doing fresh dough, and so that's one of the first things we got. This small, I think a 20-quart Hobart mixer and something. And now we go up to a big 60-quart in the back, which is it's kind of funny when you go back and see that little mixer. It's how did we even do it? Operate a pizza.
We're like, oh, we made it in a KitchenAid, and now we can actually we have this cool big thing,
big walk-in fridge full of dough. So,
yeah. So, you talked about some branding things that you're doing. You talked about the growth. What are some challenges that you guys have had in the last 12 years as far as marketing, getting your name out there, and building sort of that brand recognition as much as you can compared to, you're up against your Domino's and your Little Caesars and some of these other bigger places. Yeah. What do you guys do to try to stand out and make your marketing stand out to local people?
That's something that I was kind of in charge of from the beginning. So I feel like we've tried everything under the sun, mailers and internet ads, and I think a lot of times it's definitely going more of online marketing more than the print and things. And so I think that's always our struggle of what connects with people, what can stick around. And so one thing that our customers really like is a text marketing. They get a weekly deal or something, hey, bring this in, show this code, and get a deal. And so we've just tried things that work pretty much. We'll try a lot of different things, and we want to just do what works. Yeah,
that's the tough thing with marketing is, a lot of times you take something to market and your market has to respond to it.
Right.
That is ultimately what marketing is. That's 101, right? really you don't know how people are going to respond, and so you can try the same thing a couple different times or a couple different ways or in a couple different places, and people are going to respond differently for different reasons.
Yeah.
And so I like that kind of take a shotgun approach, and then as much as you can, just do what you like, what's working.
Yeah.
Take the money from things that aren't working, put them into things that do.
And I know we have our boxes here. So this is kind of my manager is really excited because she's my sister, but she's always mentioned like we need our own custom pizza box so people know that it's the hub. And so we're really excited that we get a lunch. So now that when people order for our catering, and that's something that we've been able to branch out a lot more into is catering. And so we have a full catering menu now where people can order. We've done multiple weddings, which is really exciting. It's not people's first top of mind is pizza at a wedding, but it's been awesome to branch out into catering more, so now people can know where their pizza's coming from. So.
Yeah, well, and this time of year, I'm sure is going to be big for you guys with holiday parties and ward Christmas parties, all those things. So you guys are available for catering for those.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
We do pastas, big group salads, and we chop our own romaine every day and everything too. So
that's great.
Some options.
Well, the last question I wanted to ask you, Scott. You've been in business for 12 years and you're captaining the ship. It hasn't sunk yet.
Right.
What's the What's the best piece of business advice that you've either given or something that you've learned along the way that you implemented and it just kind of changed how you do business?
Yeah, I think for us and for myself, I even before I started this business, I was really big into reading the whole self-help books and seeing what works, what sticks. And so I remember reading a book. It's called The Slight Edge.
Okay.
And I know it's kind of boring, but it really is simply just doing those daily habits. What are your daily habits of continuing to turn on your lights and just get to work? And so I feel like that consistency, that's probably just the most sorry, let's start over there.
Okay, yeah.
Just being consistent at what you're doing day to day. Find out what your task is. I know for myself, being an owner, a lot of times I'm wearing multiple hats.
Yeah.
So I have to really sit back and all right, what's my to do today kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I know that's a boring thing, but doing something consistently doesn't have to be a big, huge thing every day. But those small habits just make a huge difference. Doing it every day.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not all Wolf of Wall Street stuff, owning a business, right? It's a lot of the not sexy things that really do move the needle for our business, the employees, all that stuff. And I mean, for what you have here, it's definitely made a big difference because I don't want my food to taste inconsistent, so I do want consistency. Yeah. And so, you said it's a little boring, and it is, but it does go a long way because I want a consistent experience, and that happens by you being consistent, your employees being consistent, those little things that stack up. And it, like you said, it starts at the top. So
yeah. And when we put our systems together, we made sure to include, just even consistency in our core values is where that's super important to us. We want everybody to come and have the same experience, day in and day out. Yeah.
What are some of the core values that you guys have since you brought it up? I'm just curious. Yeah.
Our first core value is family, just because it's just a throwback to where we started with our family. But we just want people that work here feel like they're part of a good family team, and even our customers when they come in feel like they're just being welcomed as part of our hub family.
Yeah.
And consistency, quality, and having fun. I know it's just kind of a fun thing to have. What do I call it? I'm trying to remember my own term for it. But it's a responsible fun. That's what it is.
Yeah.
We don't want people goofing off, but we want them to enjoy working here. We want our customers to enjoy themselves and know that when the people behind the counter are having fun and enjoying themselves too.
It does make a big difference for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Scott, I know that you said you're opening in March, right?
I mean, I don't want to put any fine cement things. Yeah, March-ish.
Yeah. But is there anything else that you guys have in between now and then that people should know about that you want to kind of put out there a little bit?
Let's see. Well, we just did our employee pizza competition. I don't think I talked about that. And so every year, this is something fun we do where you have our employees get to create pretty much whatever they want. They can either do a pizza or dessert or anything like that. And then we have a panel of judges that they have to present their pizza to, and they're judged on criteria. And we just did this last week, actually.
Okay.
And our winner was a peach cobbler dessert pizza. So we're going to be throwing that on the menu soon as a temporary thing. Perfect time for Thanksgiving, right? Come and get a good peach cobbler pizza.
Yeah.
Which we don't have a name for it, so if any of you guys have a good name for a peach pizza.
So put it in the comments. If you're watching this, guys, put in the comments what a good peach cobbler pizza name could be.
There we go. And maybe if we love it, we'll throw it on our menus.
What about the Pilgrim? I'll throw out the Pilgrim.
Okay.
That might be
We'll
cool.
think about that.
Okay.
So, that's actually another thing. I don't know if everybody knows, but all of our pizza names are street names in Enoch.
Oh, okay.
So if you look at our menu, there's Tomahawk Street, there's Driftwood Lane,
Yeah.
things like that. So,
I didn't know that. That is cool.
that's a little behind the scenes.
Well, Scott, this was great. I appreciate you sitting down with me. Thanks for
thank
letting me come by. And guys, if you're watching, thank you so much. This has been another episode of Spotlight Southern Utah. What's the best way for them to come in and try the food or order online? They have all those options,
you
right?
can do a lot of different options. You can just pull right up. We'll help you. You can call in. Our number is 263-0120. Our website's thehubpizza.com. Pretty easy to remember, but you can order online, call in, and we'd love to see you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys, for watching. This has been another episode of Spotlight Southern Utah. We'll see you again next week.
Thank you.